Hey, what's up? It's Comic95, the Savior, and this is going to be a very different video from the content that I normally have on my channel. I will be talking about, just as the title says, how much money I personally made using OnlyFans for less than 2 days. So really a little bit over a day here on OnlyFans. So a lot of you guys are, I'm going to imagine, new to my channel. You're just here for this specific video, but I want to give a little bit of backstory on myself so you can understand. As you can tell by looking at my channel, I'm a small creator. I have less than 2,000 subscribers as of the making of this video. I am an American. I'm 26 years old. I'm a black woman and I'm living in Tokyo, Japan. So yeah, I just wanted to disclose all of that. So if you have a similar situation as myself, then this advice might be more useful for you versus somebody that has like no social media, nothing at all. So, yeah, I want to talk about kind of like my feelings towards using OnlyFans. So like, to start off with, of course, there was a lot of stigma behind it. Of course, there still is. I personally was somebody, sorry, notification, that was like completely against the idea of using OnlyFans. I did not like the idea of doing adult related work, and I feel like it goes against just being completely honest as far as how I feel about things morally and religiously. But when I really look at it and think about it, it's like, especially with the way that I plan to use it, I'm not doing any full-on, showing of those places. It's kind of a double standard. Like, for example, for most people, I'm not one of them, actually, surprisingly. You send nudes to your boyfriend, you take videos and pictures of yourself being half naked, you post pictures of yourself in videos at the beach in a bikini, etc. We can do all of this stuff. We can show lingerie, and we see celebrities like this all the time. But for some reason, when a normal person does it, it's such a bad thing. It's so wrong, so whatever. So yeah, it really made me not want to do it, and I feel like I've always been conditioned, oh, it's wrong, women shouldn't do this, shouldn't show that, and I won't lie, I still have kind of mixed feelings towards it despite what I'm doing. I mean, you can do something and recognize that it's not necessarily good just because you're doing it, but we ain't finna get into all of that stuff, just telling you my thoughts and background on it. So I will admit that, of course, by having a little bit of a social following, and I consider myself to be an attractive person, I am treated as though I'm attractive in the place that I live. So I will admit that things are easier for me as far as that goes, like with getting fans and whatnot. So this video can become super long, so to keep it from being that way, we're going to try to keep it under 30 minutes, which is short for me if you watched any of my older videos. I'm going to make another video that will give you like the update as to what happened after a full month being on here, and possibly I might do one for a week too, and I'll give my tips, tricks, and advice on how I got to where I was. But I just want to like quickly give you my numbers. So yeah, after being on OnlyFans for less than 2 days, basically 1 day on OnlyFans, a little bit over a day, I made a total of, I made $240 from my subscriptions. I made $150 from sending out private videos. I made $160 from private photos. And I made $80 from private messages and $20 from tips. So if I did my math correctly, I made a total of $650, but of course that is my gross pay. That is before OnlyFans is going to take out their 20% cut, I believe it is. So yeah, I can't do math yet. What is that? Let's use my calculator right now. Let's see, 650. Okay, so I think that's like $520 basically, if I did my math correctly on my calculator. So yeah, basically I made a little over $500 in less than 2 days. I got paid more money for just posting pictures and videos that I would already put on Instagram. I'm a little more sexy than usual, but stuff that I already take and do. I have this phone. I didn't have to spend any extra money, no costumes, no lingerie. I wanted to, and I plan to buy that stuff later, but I didn't do anything special, nothing fancy. I'm not the best looking girl. I don't have the best body, and I made that much money in less than 2 days for doing nothing, basically. So I definitely will have to say I recommend it, especially as somebody that has been in like desperate, dire situations where I've had no money and I've literally like just needed something to eat and I couldn't afford it, and I was like wasting time doing surveys that don't pay anything, just realizing like, wow, I can use my beauty to get money, basically. Like, why would you not want to do that? And the other thing too is like a lot of people like act like you have to do this, but you really don't have to show everything. Like I don't show everything. Like you're not actually seeing everything. So it's very, very, how can I say, very suggestive and very sexual, but no parts are actually being fully shown. And so if you're someone that doesn't want to go all the way, like, you can still do that. Like, you don't have to do like full on like hardcore, you know what type stuff. So I think a lot of people are afraid of using it. I think a lot of people are afraid of using it, for that reason. They don't want people to think, oh my God, I'm not a corn star or something like that. So it's like, it's whatever. This is how I see it. As I said earlier, like, you use Tinder, you go on dates, you let people F you for free and you get nothing out of it. Why not get paid to do this? And not to mention, like, you don't have to go all the way. You literally send your inappropriate sexy photos to guys all the time, who then put them on the dark web, sell them on your behalf, share them with their friends, show their friends videos of them effing you, etc. Why not take advantage of yourself? Sell what you have, monetize yourself, basically. So I feel like I'm totally fine with doing that. And I know that people are judgmental and going to think bad things about me, like even my own subscribers here, but I don't care. Like, just be glad that you're getting the money out of it. Like, people can judge you and say whatever they want to, but they're the ones in debt. They're the ones that have bills. They're the ones that, are working so hard to make so much less than what you are. So I think it's totally worth it. I've never worked a job a day in my life where I got paid over $500 for doing basically nothing than what I already do on a day-to-day basis, not having a real boss. So, of course, like, I still have a regular, like, day job, etc. But again, like, it's just like a double standard with being a woman. It's okay for men to use you for sex. It's okay for men to mislead you, for men to ask these things of you, for you to give it away for free. But God forbid you put a price tag on it. Now you're a bad person suddenly. So, yeah, of course, like, be careful whatever you put out there. People can leak your stuff, etc. And it does help if you have a little bit of a social following. But even if you don't, you can quickly make social media accounts, use some hashtags, and you'll be on your way. So I didn't even get like a ton of people. Like, I actually expected to have more since I did have a YouTube channel, but I only had, how many subscriptions did I have? Was that 7? I had 8 subscriptions. Just 8 people in a couple of days. 8 people. People that aren't even signed up on my Patreon were willing to pay me $30, but didn't pay me $5. Didn't pay me, anything. Didn't send me a birthday gift like when I did my live stream on my birthday and nothing else. But they'll pay money to see me looking sexy at home. So, yeah. And again, like, it's super easy. You don't have to pay for anything extra. You already have a phone. You have internet. You have a computer. You are pretty much set to make an account. And men and women can use OnlyFans. So you don't have to be some really big YouTuber or some, real like exotic hot model whatever type thing. I mean, look at me, people. So yeah, anybody can literally do this. So I won't lie to you though, it does help, again, like how I said, being a little cute and having a little bit of a social media following will make things significantly easier for you, especially if you have a really big one. But you don't need to have all of that. And this is coming from somebody that didn't pay for any promotions. I didn't do any shout outs. I didn't really get to use Reddit a lot, even though I did start using Reddit. But I want to kind of mention on this video too, and then I'll end it. I used Reddit, I used Instagram, I used Snapchat, I used Twitter, and I used Facebook. So what I did was I took a nice little sexy video of myself taking a bath, and I first shared it to Snapchat. And I put my link tree on there because you can't directly link OnlyFans. They will ban your account. And I did the same thing for Instagram. I just put, my link tree, and I put my hashtag, not my hashtag, but my username. I listed it there so people can find me directly. And I also did the same thing on YouTube too. I forgot to mention that. I made a community post, which I think YouTube hid it from most people because they saw that the photo was a little bit too sexy. So yeah, and now I have this video, and I'm sure that's going to help me too, being totally honest. So, really just advertising for yourself is all you really have to do, because OnlyFans does not offer any way for you to like advertise within their site, and most websites do not allow you to like directly like link. Most social media sites don't allow you to link OnlyFans because it's seen as adult content, because, well, it is, and most people are doing the full-on thing. So don't feel like you have to go all the way out if you don't feel comfortable doing that, but do also keep in mind that is what most people are looking for, and so you're also risking people not being willing to stay if you're not going to post a lot of photos and videos, and when you do them, they're not anything different than what you're already offering for free. So I would suggest, being a little more revealing there than what you normally are, as people feel like it's worth the money, and you really just want to build a relationship with the people that are your fans there. You want them to feel like they know you. You want to listen to them. You want to offer them custom things that are just for them. Maybe he wants to hear you saying his name, or he wants you to take a picture wearing a certain, color, whatever the case is, or holding up a sign that says something, or, just doing something that he has, a kink for or whatever. And the best part is, like, unlike being an actual, those type of workers, you're doing this from the comfort of your home. You never have to ever meet these people, like, ever. Everything you're doing is at home. So, like, If you feel uncomfortable with a message that somebody sends you, you can just block them. Or you can look at it this way. You're literally getting paid to be an actress. You never have to actually do any of this stuff with these people, so to speak. You're just talking. And it's fun, to be totally honest with you. So, yeah. Again, people have their own feelings and opinions. And I can even say for myself, like, after I made that account, I definitely lost a lot of followers. A lot of people unfollowed me from Instagram. And even some people that I know in real life. I had my, friends from elementary school and high school. Like, they started messaging me and trying to pretend like they were trying to get in contact with me. And really, I knew they were just judging me and thinking, like, oh my God, like, she went all out. She's trying to be the next Pinky. Thing like that. And they're not subscribed to me on OnlyFans, so they just think that I did the full-on thing. And not to even judge people that do that, but that's just not me, not my thing. I'm not willing to go all the way, and I will be standing my ground as far as that goes. It is very tempting because I'm aware that there's more money to be made if you do choose to do that, but I don't want to live with something that I know I'm going to regret. And honestly, I feel like just by showing myself in the bathtub and rubbing on myself and whatever, like, that's already kind of going a lot further than I would normally feel comfortable doing publicly. So yeah, if I were you, another piece of advice I'll give, and I'll make a video like later on giving my own like tips and everything, don't be afraid to charge more money. I charge $30 per subscription on mine, and I saw that a lot of people, including the biggest people on OnlyFans, are charging like $5-6 a month or less. And the problem that I have with that is that it requires you to do so much more upselling of your regular photos and videos, but sending out mass messages. It's a lot to keep up with. And on top of that, it also makes it where you're dealing with a bunch of cheap men. I don't want people that are on my OnlyFans that don't have money. I'm not trying to attract broke college kids and people that can only afford to sign up for 1 month. That's what my Patreon is for, even though my Patreon is not for sexy pictures, but for people that don't have money. So yeah, I do not want to attract people that can't afford $30. If $30 is a lot of money for you, then I'm sorry, but you're not going to be a fan of mine. I don't want you. So you need to remember that you're charging money for all of the content that's already posted there. There's already tons of pictures there when the person joins. And you also want to consider the time you took to take these photos and videos and everything else. So just really like keep all of that stuff in mind when you're deciding on your price. And yeah, like don't be afraid to ask for more because you deserve more. Once your photos and videos are out there, they're out there forever. So, and people can take screenshots, they can edit your stuff. There's all type of like crazy, creepy stuff that people can do. So definitely make sure that what you're doing is worth it for you, both on a mental and emotional level, as well as financially and physically. Like you don't want to feel like you're selling yourself short, because even although you can get more fans, what good is more fans and more likes when you're making less money? It takes more fans to make the same amount of money. I would rather have less people and get more money when I do have those people, if that makes sense. So I will be honest, I might choose to drop my price later on, but I don't think I'll ever go to like the $5-6 range. I don't think I'm ever going to go that low. The lowest I would personally consider doing is $10. I don't think you should do under that. But again, like know your own worth, be honest and real with yourself. You're not the best looking girl. You don't fall into a specific, niche, like type category or whatever, then maybe you do want to consider charging less money. Don't be ridiculous with it, but also be fair to yourself. This is your job. You are doing work, believe it or not. So people discredit people on OnlyFans, but they're no different than the models that you see on runways, doing runways, doing like lingerie, like for, Fenty or Victoria's Secret, etc. They're real jobs. They're real models. They do more than just looking pretty. They have strict diets. They have to practice walking, and they have to, be able to change clothes quickly. And there's all type of different stuff they have to do. And, there's a lot of confidence and self-esteem involved in this. So it's good money to be made. It's really easy to do, but don't let what other people have to say and think about you really get to you, because I'll say for myself, especially being a YouTuber, and I'm a teacher, you guys, I know like the stigma behind it. Like it looks really bad for me to be doing it with my job and with the things I've said in the past about this type of work. But you get older, people change their mind, you change your opinion. And let's also be real, like people always try to be phony and act like, oh, I'm just testing the waters, just want to try it out. We're making OnlyFans here because we're broke people. We want to make more money. We have bills, we have debts, we have dreams, we have places that we want to go. Why do we have to lie and pretend like our lives are so perfect and together and we're just trying to experiment and see? Yeah, sure, we might want to see if it really works. That was my purpose in it. But at the same time, it's like your real purpose deep down inside is because you need money. Because if you were filthy rich, you probably would have no interest in doing this. So but yeah, like also just keep in mind the same people judging and hating on you and looking down on you, all the celebrities that they watch, from Nicki Minaj to Cardi B to Meg Thee Stallion and Miley Cyrus, anybody else you could possibly think of, Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, they all post videos and photos of themselves being half naked and nobody bats an eye. But God forbid you as a regular person do that. It's okay to send pictures and videos for free to people. It's okay to F people for free too. But God forbid you're charging people. So then you become a bad person. So yeah. just make sure that, you're doing this for yourself. You understand what you're getting yourself into and the consequences that come with it. Of course, you are risking your relationship. You're risking, your relationship with your friends, your family, and even with your job. So there is a lot to consider and think about. But at the end of the day, you only have one life to live. And if you want to not have to worry about money or be able to make a quick buck really fast, I would highly suggest at least trying it out for a couple of days or a week or so. So yeah, decide what rate you want to, decide how you want to go about it. And the most difficult thing that I'll say, to be totally honest, like aside from, because I know it sounds like, oh my god, you made $650 in one day. That is more than what some people make in an entire month or, at least in a week. So yeah, I understand that, but I will also say, like, being honest with you, the hardest part is going to be promoting yourself, because after all of the stuff that I did with promoting myself, the time I spent making that video, editing it, posting it, putting the links and everything else, it does kind of feel like it didn't pay off, because you're like, after all of that work, I only got, what did I say, 7, 8 subscribers? I only got 8 fans after all of that, and it's been almost 2 days. That's it. That's all I got. But at the same time, you're gonna get more as time goes on. Plus, that's $650 that I didn't previously have. So yeah, you just have to look at it that way. So that's pretty much it, I guess, for this video. Look at it as this extra money that you wouldn't have gotten on your own, but that you got through having this OnlyFans account. Super simple, super easy. You do this stuff for free. Why not make money off of it? And on top of that, again, like the double standards with it. Don't worry about what people think about you or them judging you, whatever, because these same people talking trash about you and looking down on you, when you're making bank on OnlyFans, they're going to be begging you for money and asking you to help, get them out of debt, etc. So, girl, count your money, count your bands, collect your coins, do what you gotta do, and just worry about yourself. And again, do whatever you feel comfortable doing. If you're not willing to go all the way, don't feel pressured into doing that. You don't have to. And just know, like, how to advertise yourself, like how I said. So, like, come up with something that's, really simple, sexy for you to do, and just post it to all of your social media. Don't give a F about what other people have to say, and think about you. And make sure you're using, like, the right hashtags, and you will have people, like, coming and clicking on your link and that will sign up immediately. And the even better part is, like, you don't just make money from subscriptions, but you can charge money for, like, individual pictures and videos. If I just did subscriptions, I would have made, from subscriptions alone, I only made $240. I made more money from people asking for, to message me or to, have personal conversations with me, etc. Like, that made me more money for the additional services. People are willing to pay for you. You have no idea how beautiful and sexy you are to these guys and even girls. So yeah, like, just do what you want to do, and don't worry about it so much. Just focus on the promotion side of it, and that's the most difficult thing to do, like how I said, because there's no options to pay for promotions and ads within OnlyFans, and a lot of places don't allow you to drop links, so you have to find, like, sneaky ways to, like, get people to, like, click on your link tree and, like, just have it listed there, so it's not directly linked to OnlyFans. And on top of that, to, like, just use your username. People will know, sexy picture, maybe this girl's an OnlyFans type thing. So if you have a YouTube channel, I highly suggest that you have the same username or something close to it. For example, my OnlyFans is at Comic95, which will make it super simple for somebody that's already following me on Instagram or Twitter, and as well as somebody that's subbed to me on YouTube or knows about my blog, because it's all together. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video. Sorry for making it so long, and I just wanted to be transparent and open, honest with you about how I got so many. I would say that I got a pretty good mix from everywhere. I only have 8 people so far. It's only been a day though, so that's better than what most people get in an entire week. So yeah, I would suggest that you use all platforms. I believe the 2 that were the most helpful for me were Instagram and Reddit, but some people say that they like TikTok and Twitter. So it totally depends on what you look like, the hashtags that you use, the connections and people that you know. But do keep in mind that when you are using these sites, you have to be careful, because some of them don't allow you to link directly, and on top of that, they might push down your post if your link is, like, in the post, because their goal is to try to keep people on their platform for as long as possible. So yeah, and then of course, like, things like Reddit, there's tons of rules for being able to post inside the communities. You're gonna have to, like, gain some confidence doing this. Just being honest with you, girl, because people are going to say trash about you. People are going to look down on you. People are going to think you're doing stuff you're not really doing, or that you are doing, and it's hard on you as a girl. And I also want to say, like, as I kind of said earlier, like, don't be afraid of changing your mind, because, like, even myself, at first I was like, I would never do this, but I wished I would, had the balls to do that type of stuff. Like, I always felt that way about girls that, like, do the real thing, real corn. And so I always was like, if I wasn't a Christian, I would do that. If I didn't have morals, I would do that. But the thought of, like, having my cat, like, all up and down the internet, I just can't be okay with that. And so yeah, like, but I also thought that I was against OnlyFans, like, even with the idea of selling, you know, sexy pictures. But then I kept thinking about it. People kept asking me, girl, you should have OnlyFans. You should do this. You should do this. You should do that. You should do this. And I finally, like, just caved in. I was like, you know, I need the money. People keep telling me I should make one. Why not? And sure enough, there's free money just sitting there. It was easier to make an OnlyFans in 24 hours than it was for me to make a Patreon after having a Patreon for, it took an entire year for me to make that kind of money on Patreon. So yeah, it's just really easy to do. And so yeah, like, don't be afraid about going back on your word. You're not a bad person for changing your mind. You can change your thoughts and opinions on things from gaining new knowledge, getting wisdom on the topic, and learning more and discovering more about yourself too. And also keep in mind that it's okay to have a love-hate relationship with something. You can do something and acknowledge that you know it's not morally right or that you shouldn't be doing it while still doing it, if that makes sense. So yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I'll make more videos updating you on how my OnlyFans journey is going. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Comic95. I have a Snapchat and TikTok at Comic the Savior. You can subscribe to my OnlyFans at Comic95. Anything else that I'm missing? Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I have a website at comic95.com. And yeah, make sure you check out my YouTube videos here on my channel. I give advice about living, working, studying, and dating here in Japan. So yeah, I have playlists on pretty much any topic that you can think of, and I will be doing more updates on OnlyFans content here as well, telling you how my little journey goes. So yeah, don't feel like it's too late to get started with OnlyFans because it's 2022. There is still room for new creators. People are still looking for, you know, new women, pretty girls, etc. So yeah, don't be afraid to, like, you know, start an account now. It's totally free. Worst that can happen is you make an account and nobody signs up. But you also have to give it time. So like, don't be impatient. Don't expect to get somebody the first day. Don't expect to have 8 people, you know, within your first week because you saw my video. You are your own person. And there's some people that start off really strong and get a lot of people, but it doesn't do any good if people quit the next month. So don't compare yourself to other people. Don't be so hard on yourself. So that's all for this video again. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and I will update you soon. Bye.